Thank you for joining us today. My name is Robert Braathe. I'm the founder of Braathe Enterprises, and we've been working with students from Forsyth for the past several years. And I actually have here with me today Malina Patel, who's one of our current interns, to ask some questions of me to give any of you that might be interested in this program a chance to kind of get a bird's eye view of what we do here and why it might be a good fit for you and your goals as a student. So thank you, Malina, for preparing some questions today. And I might even have a couple for you before we're done.
Great, thank you for having me. My first question is, what tips would you give to future interns on how to secure an internship?
Sure. It's always good to try to establish a rapport with some type of direct connection at a company. And it's not always a recruiter. It could be the person that's currently doing an internship at that same company. In the case of my company, it could be reaching out to me directly because I have a very hands-on approach to this program. We pretty much, because we have a rapport with several schools, it's good to know that, and so we put that on our website. And so, for example, if you were looking for an internship, whether it be mine or another company's, see who may have done that internship at that company before, so you can kind of get a sense of what the questions might be and establish some rapport even before you interview. And then check out websites like Handshake, Chegg Internships, or even LinkedIn to see who's hiring.
Great. My second question is, what should future interns be looking for in an internship?
Yeah, you want to get some hands-on experience. You don't want to be just joining a company and doing entry-level work. Then it's not really an internship. So here at Braathe, especially with the high school interns, we give them a chance to explore a number of different topics: HR, marketing, finance, research and development. So you want to be able to get skills that you can take with you wherever you go and aren't just tied to that particular company. And that's something we make sure we do here, is give people a broad scope of working individually and working on teams. So I know most of the really good internships I know out there are going to obviously have you doing some work, but there's an educational component, whether it be classroom, online training, or mentorship that is provided.
Great. And my third question is, how do future interns know what company is the right fit?
I think it's kind of a good idea to almost treat your internship search like a virtual job fair, and those exist too. But I think it's good to interview and meet with as many companies as you can, because you'd be pleasantly surprised or unpleasantly surprised at what you find out. I had a colleague of mine whose son is looking for an internship, and he interviewed with several places, and he was surprised in both directions of what he found out. And I think it's important to find out in that interview process and through others what you might experience. So try to take on as many interviews as you can, because it's a great way for you to see what's out there and get some good practice in.
Yes. My fourth question, I'm sorry, is what qualities do employers seek in a candidate?
Yeah, I can speak for my company, and I think it's probably pretty universal, some of these things. You want people that are flexible, that you want an open mind. And what I mean by that is you might have been taught something in the classroom, you might have had an internship prior, and it might be a whole new frontier when you join a new company. And that's why we do onboarding here, to give people a little bit of a bird's eye view into our culture and how we do things. People who manage time well, especially in a remote internship, you've got to really be one of those calendar-driven people who can, plug in a couple windows of time, 15 to 25 minutes, maybe a couple times a day, to work specifically on the internship tasks. If you're in a more face-to-face environment, being willing to bring in some of those things you've learned in the classroom and be able to apply what you've learned along the way. And I think a great positive attitude. We don't like people who say confused or busy here. or I don't have time. And so we educate people on better words. Clarity. I need clarity is a better way if you think you're confused. I'm having a productive week, but I can still fit in some work is better than saying you're busy or you don't have time. So a positive attitude, open mind, strong work ethic, good time management. I think those are some universal skills, because the best internships and the best companies are going to give you the skills, knowledge, and abilities. They want you to come in with a great personality, some genuine interests in things, and some preferences for the way you like to work.
My fifth question is, how can an internship benefit both the company and the intern to its maximum potential?
Yes. For those of you to choose to maybe explore working with us, and I encourage other companies to do this, is you have the intern almost write their own ticket. You have them come up with a description of what they'd like to do and what they'd like to walk away with. And hopefully that's congruent with what you're going to be actually doing. And in the case that it isn't, we will help guide the intern through the process of coming up with more specific goals. So I think you want to have your goals in alignment. So the job description you get for the internship should match up with your expectations. And if it doesn't, you're getting some clarity around that. And in cases where the intern is doing something that's going to benefit the organization, there should be some compensation involved, either some fringe benefits of maybe I've been known to give a subscription to something, or a commission, or even if somebody's working on some client work, some type of hourly pay or incentives for doing the work. But in most cases, if you can create an educational environment for the intern, it's going to be mutually beneficial for you, for putting a good person on the planet, and for the intern to get some experience that they can take with them anywhere they go.
Great. And my last question is, if you can tell me a little bit about Braathe Enterprises and its internship program.
Yes, so Braathe Enterprises it's been my company since 2005, when it was just me. And back then we were doing general technical consulting and business consulting. And over the years, it's evolved. 2011, we added the internship program as kind of a community give back to give students that I had a chance to get real world experience when no one was offering that. So these days, our most successful entity under the Braathe Enterprises umbrella is the Career Service Station, which is our service that helps people find jobs and do resumes and LinkedIn profiles. We also do some startup consulting, some podcast management. We even write music as one of our activities. And the internship program here, we have four tracks really: HR, marketing, finance / R&D, and music are our main internships. And in each of those, the students get real hands-on experience to learn their craft. And so in HR, it could be recruiting, it could be training, onboarding, writing content. For marketing, doing social media content, doing logos, helping with podcasts, doing YouTube content, TikTok content. Finance, researching stocks, doing industry analysis, running reports, looking at financial statements. And music, it could be helping promote some of the artists we work with, or helping us create music. And for high school students, specifically with Forsyth, we have a program that runs almost an entire school year, where you get a few hours a week of experience. You may even get a chance to lead a team, as Malina has done, and Dev, who's our other current Forsyth intern, is doing. So if you wouldn't mind, I'd like to give you a couple questions now. So you've been with us now since September. And what have been a couple things you've learned during your time here, Malina, that has been valuable for you as an intern?
Well, I think I have really gained good communication skills, as this is a virtual internship. I was kind of reluctant on how I was going to be working with people, but when I got onto Slack, it was just, I learned so much. I think interacting with so many different people since August to now has really helped boost my confidence in, talking with people professionally. And I also think, Um, um, I think even with interviewing people, my confidence definitely went up. I mean, I still have some work I need to get done and do, but I think confidence and communication were two things that I really benefited from.
Great, and maybe a little bit too about the team lead role that you played for a bit, and how that how gave you some confidence, or how that enhanced your leadership abilities a bit.
Yes, I'm not a natural leader, but when I became team lead, I kind of fit into the role because I had been here for so long, so I knew what I was doing. And when people ask you questions, I was like, "Oh yeah, you do this or this," or I I felt obviously like more confident because I knew more about it. I feel like I helped a lot of people since January as being a team lead. Um, I mean, mainly with onboarding because I mean, it's a virtual internship, so people don't know what they're really getting into until they get into it. And onboarding, I think, really helped people. And yeah.
Great, great. And so I'll do something real quick. I'm going to share my screen briefly to take you to our website for a second. Um, beyourstart.com is our shortcut, and you can go here and click on our internships page and fill out your information. So if any of you are interested in finding out more, you could do something as simple as filling out the form, or emailing us to hr@bratheenterprises.com. And we'd be happy to consider you. And as I mentioned, if you're watching this from Forsyth High School or UMass or Penn State, or any high school or college student and are interested, just reach out to me directly. And then chances are we already have a relationship with your school and would be able to cater to your needs in terms of specific timelines and deadlines. So thank you for talking with me today, Malina, and hopefully this video has inspired many of you to maybe want to consider working for us for your high school or college internships. Thanks so much, Malina.
Thank you. Bye.